Hello guys, this is Kaldi from Storm. I'm going to be talking to you about a Control Hunter deck that I made. Now I've been interested in Control Hunter since Goblin vs Gnomes came out, and it started to become a little bit more popular with more trap variations, and I guess the idea was to use Arcane Shot and the Pyromancer and a few other combos to stay even. The big thing is the Hunter's Mark, which is ridiculous tempo advantage if you get it off correctly. Now, when I saw the Grand Tournament cards, I was kind of interested in a few of the new Hunter cards. They kind of seem to give more options with this Control Hunter deck. As before, it was kind of gimmicky. You kind of beat Control Warrior and Druid, but lost against a lot of aggro decks and a lot of combo decks as well. But yeah, this deck has actually been working, and the main idea behind it is to get a lot of value out of Dreadscale. Now, that's at least one of the new cards, Power Shot and the King's Elec. But yeah, to talk I guess briefly about how this deck plays. So instead of relying on being behind and going for something like a Juggler Unleash or getting off an Explosive Trap or a Pyromancer combo, this deck here just goes on the offensive right away. So we have two Web Spinners, and the Web Spinners are very valuable when it comes to beast synergies. Also just value against almost any deck, as you do get an extra beast out of it. And the Zombie Chow, that's mainly used against other hunters and against Paladin, as you can really just trade 1-for-1 with a Shielded Minibot or a Juggler. You know, it kind of meshes up their hero power, so a lot of value there. Then we use the Haunted Creepers again for the beast synergy, and it's all just a sticky minion. And the King's Elec. Now the King's Elec is a really strong card, a 3/2 beast that gives you a potential card draw. Now, you get in this card draw maybe 40% of the time against the control decks, and I'd say around 60% of the time against the aggressive decks, because you have about half of your mana cost is above 4 when it comes to your minion, so you have a lot of options there. I guess also one thing to notice that you'll be mulliganing for your early minions, so that will shift it even further, and when you're on turn 3, getting something like a 4-drop is really strong. But now, I'm running 2 Mad Scientists, and the traps that I'm running for that are Snake Trap and Freezing Trap. With the Paladin meta now, if you're on double Freezing Trap, you're generally just going to be in trouble, and if you're on double Snake Trap, it's a bit iffy, as the Freezing Trap is really good against control decks. Now Snake Trap, Hunter Creeper and Web Spinners all play around Hunter's Mark. And you have Steam Wheel Sniper on top of that as well. And the main idea is, let's say, okay, you have a Mystery Challenger coming down. You run one of the small minions, let's say a Hunter Creeper, into the Noble Sacrifice. Then the Mystery Challenger gets buffed with the Avenge and becomes a 9/8. You can then just Hunter's Mark it and kill it and play a 4 or 5 drop of your own. For a lot of tempo there, even possibly a 6 drop, because you have more early game minions, and you just drop that Hunter's Mark. Now, the Alma Companion is just there for a sticky 3 drop, good against Druid, all around just a solid card. Power Shot, again used in conjunction with Hunter's Mark and Dreadscale as well. Now, with the new Paladin, Secret Paladin dominating the ladder, I was looking at Unleash the Hounds and Dreadscale, but Dreadscale is just simply stronger against Paladin, because let's say you're on turn 3, your opponent plays a Muster, then you Unleash, you can trade in, but you don't have a minion on the board. They still have the weapon, so they're still coming out ahead there. If you don't trade, then he could possibly coin out a Consecrate, or even just Consecrate if you are going second. Now, Dreadscale, however, often forces a True Silver or a Consecrate on its own, so you're trading a Muster and a 4-drop, or a chance of a 4-drop for a 3-drop, and that's just really strong. Also for the cleanup, again works the Hunter's Mark. So with 2 Hunter's Marks, you have so many options to really play around this. Eaglehorn Bow, this is generally played on turn 3, mopping up the Nasus, trading into a Shredder. It's all around solid card. You're not in as much of a hurry to go for face, so it's stronger than Glaive Suka as it plays around mech mates and a lot of the mid-game drops, so it's supposed to challenge a 4-drop, that's the main idea. Now I'm running 2 Houndmasters and 2 Wranglers. I guess I'm gonna talk first about the Houndmaster. You simply just have so many beasts, and if you can get a Houndmaster off, it's number one, it's a taunt, so you could taunt your Savannah in the late game and avoid being killed. It's also just a lot of tempo, as you can go face and will generally just buff a 1-1 or a 1-2 and get a good trade off. Especially good with a coin, and it works on Dread Skill as well. You can just keep on going face. Now you don't always have a beast, so it's good to have backups in the Kaldi Sverre and the Slot Belcher. But if we talk about the Ram Wranglers now, it's a 3-3, which would be a good 2-drop. I went over the beasts in the in the meta now, and you can actually get Malfurion and you can get Savage Combatant from the Ram Wrangler as well. So there's other options, and just you can't actually get any summonable beasts. So if we just look at beasts now, we can get all of these, of course, but there's so many new ones as well. If we go and talk about, I guess if we talk about the new, I believe it's no, there was a 5-8, or I believe even a 5-9 drop in this in the grand tournament, and they added, of course, the new legendaries, but there's a lot of options in that, so it got a lot stronger now compared to before. The average for a Ram Wrangler to get generally a Capture Jormungandr is another one you can summon from the Wrangler. Also you have the Gazrilla, Savannah, Malfurion, so you have a lot of options there, but you're getting a 3.8 drop on average from the Ram Wrangler. There's obviously a few weaker minions. We talk about Acid Maw, for example, or King Mukla, which you just don't run. But you know, if you get a 5-5, that's just going to be stronger than a 3 mana, and Acid Maw is going to be weaker than 7 mana, so it almost balances out. But 3.8 mana on average, so you're paying 1.2 mana for a 3-3, and that's really strong. Then it's the Savannah Boom combo. Really sticky minions, they get a lot of value just to carry you through in the late game. It's awesome when you can drop a Savannah, throw down a Hunter's Mark and kill a Mysterious Challenger, or any other 6-drop for that matter, kill a Boom. But the idea here with Kaldisar is, if you get a Savannah down, it usually sticks around for some time, and if you can possibly get it to stick around, you can trade, or possibly even Hunter's Mark your own Savannah, trade, get 2 Hyenas and the Savannah Highman, and you generally just win the combo on that, as Kaldisar works really well with both Boom and Savannah Highman, as they are Death Rattle minions. So yeah, this deck has got me peaked at rank 90 in Legend on EU. It's really good to get from rank 5 to Legend if you're stuck in a rank 5. Also just an overall fun deck to play. Steam Middle Sniper, for example, is something you don't see every day. There's a lot of RNG in the deck in terms of the Wranglers and the map spinners, so a lot of funny situations you get yourself into. But think about the Sniper, you can play him on turn 2. We compare him to the, I guess we compare him to Keeper of the Grove. You can't play Keeper of the Grove on turn 2, unless you have an Innovate, and that's a 2-card combo. But let's say against aggro you can play this for a 2-3, and that's perfectly acceptable. Or you can play him on turn 4, and it's also 2 damage to a minion. So the same idea as the Keeper of the Grove. The flexibility in the Sniper is you can play him on turn 2, whereas the flexibility in the Keeper is they can also use him for a silence, but generally do the same thing. And this also works great with Hunter's Mark. Another good combo is Eaglehorn Bow plus Sniper, killing a Lothep or a Belcher, or even a Savannah, by using the hero power and the bow. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this deck. It's certainly fun to play, and it is viable in High Legend now. It's a bit different from Midrange Hunter as you're playing Zombie Chow, so you are playing this more Sue style than the Midrange Hunter. This is not a kill command deck where you rush face and just win outright through that by bursting your opponent down. It's also more consistent. Now we talk about the matchups. It's even against midrange hunter. It's even against face hunter. You beat Mach Mage. You do okay against Reach Mage. It's about even as well. You beat Secret Paladin really hard. I believe I have a 7-1 combo against Secret Paladin. You destroy Druid. You just don't lose the Druid, generally through the Hunter's Mark. If you face Warrior, that's going to be your weak matchup. You don't do well against Control Warrior, as they just have a more consistent removal than you, in terms of Big Game Hunter and then 2 executes, 2 shield slams, whereas you only have 2 Hunter's Marks. There's obviously options, as your bow is strong, but their Despite is generally the stronger, so you don't do well against Patron or Control Warrior. You beat Shamans really hard. You do very well against Dragon Priests, and you beat Su as well. You don't do as well against Handlock, as you generally are kind of missing the kill command, but it comes down to the Hunter's Marks generally. If you can get a good Hunter's Mark, you can win, but in the late game, often it comes down to turns where your opponent has the option to Shadow Flame 3 or 4 minions down, and you just really can't recover after a Shadow Flame turn, so you need to get ahead and trade every turn. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck, and see you guys next time for another deck review.